Hey guys, it's Mary the Daydream Stitcher. Welcome to my video. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're returning, thank you for coming back. Happy November. It's November the 4th, 2021. And I just felt like coming on here and rambling for a little bit and showing off a bunch of new starts that I have that I started in the last, well, it's been 2 weeks since my last video. So that is what I'm here to share with you today. I'm sorry for the glaring lighting. I've been trying to film this most of the day and it's getting dark. It is dark outside now. Due to my family home situation, it's almost impossible for me to film at any particular day or time because I never quite know what's going to be going on at that particular day or time. So I have to try to catch moments when I can just sit down and grab my stuff and film, and I had everything here to film on my bench so that it would be close to grab. And of course my darling cat Theodore Roosevelt Teddy decided that looked like a good place to take a nap, so I had to pull everything out from under him, and he's back asleep now. So I just kind of have it on my lap. So this is, as usual, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I tend to be very haphazard and scatterbrained, and so today is no exception. So thank you for sticking with me if you have thus far. Thank you. A couple of fun things that I want to mention here at the beginning. One is thank you for all of the lovely birthday wishes. My birthday was last week and it was great. Like, I got so many messages and wishes, and I even got a happy birthday song from XrossStitch. So it was all just wonderful. So thank you all for touching base and wishing me a happy birthday. When I woke up on my birthday morning, it was Wednesday morning, and it was the morning after Chris's latest Flosstube when he did shout me out and sing happy birthday to me. And one wonderful birthday gift that I received was when I woke up and I went on YouTube. I was at 1,001 subscribers. So thank you to all of you subscribers. That was just super special on my birthday to reach 1K. And again, I always say I don't do this for the subscribers, but I have been on Flosstube for quite a number of years, and reaching 1K just felt really, really cool. So thank you all for subscribing. And if you have not subscribed yet, I hope that you enjoy what you see and that you will consider hitting the subscribe and the notification button, and you will join me along my cross-stitching endeavors. So, I want to show this because if you can see, my husband bought me some cross-stitch t-shirts. My middle son, who's 12, he saw the cross-stitch studio had a bunch of cross-stitch apparel and he wanted to order it, and he mentioned to his dad, and his dad went on Amazon, I guess, and got some. So I have this one which says cross-stitch, and it's got all these words related to cross-stitch, floss, hoops, scissors, linen, all those kind of things. And then he also got me another one which says I practice stitchcraft, that I was happy to wear on Halloween. We had a great Halloween weekend. I took my youngest trick-or-treating. She's almost 10, so we're getting to that age now where my boys don't want to trick-or-treat, understandably, and so for her that was fun. But I think next year we're going to start setting up and doing trunk-or-treats and passing out candies, so that's exciting too. So this year was a little bittersweet because that's been such a part of our lives, since my oldest has been little. So, but it was a great Halloween. We scored lots of candy and just had a really good community type of atmosphere, especially since last year we didn't get to go trick-or-treating, so it was extra special. So, as part of my birthday month, I had mentioned on my previous videos that I was planning to do at least 4 starts. And then in my last video, I hadn't done 4 starts. And I realized that I am not good at sticking to plans. And a lot of days when I had planned to start something, I actually wanted to work on whips. I have so many whips that I felt like I should be putting that in, and I just wasn't feeling the start, going through all the the steps to start. But then when I finally buckled down, I started one piece that I will show in a minute at the beginning of the month. And then the others I didn't start until the very end of the month, or even into November. But when I found that I started starting things, that I wanted to keep starting things. So I definitely got startitis, and that's a dangerous thing for me because I start pulling stuff out and like, let's go. And that I have to be careful because then I get overwhelmed from all of the whips. That's just me personally. And I was wanting to get a lot of finishes this year, which isn't happening, and here we are in November already. So that's what that is. But the exciting thing is I have new starts to show, and then I don't really have any whips. I just have my, well, yes I do. Okay, so first I'm going to show you, I worked a little bit more on my Glendon Place Sleepy Hollow, which is this piece here. And I had said in my last video prior to Halloween that I would put him away after Halloween. I worked on him on Halloween, and I planned to put him away, but I didn't get the moon finished like I wanted. This thing is massive, this moon, although it's wonderful to stitch because of the silk. The silk is lovely to stitch. This is a 32 count linen from Picture This Plus called Alchemy. And the moon is not quite finished, and I started working on the words. This linen is kind of stretched. I bought it on Stash Unload, and I think it might actually be like a, what do you call those, you know, like a second kind of thing. It's not really up to the quality standards that I normally find from Picture This Plus, but it's fine. It's still fine. Once it's framed and everything, nobody will know the difference. But yeah, so I worked on the words, and I do want to get the moon done. This is one skein. I think that I am pretty conservative with my floss, but I don't think that I was, because I think I was supposed to be able to stitch this with one skein. Crafty Old Man UK, Steve from Crafty Stitchers, has been stitching this, and he's almost done. I don't think he's quite there, at least at the last update, but he's so close to being done. He's so quick. And I asked him, I'm like, did you do it in one skein? And sure enough, he did. And I think he had some left over too. So that tells me that I obviously did not make very good choices about my floss usage. But anyway, I do have a second skein of it. So hopefully the die lot is close enough that I can get in the rest of that moon. So there's Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. And I do plan to keep working on him beyond Halloween, because I'm enjoying that one so much. So my first start in October was this medley of composers, this bottom one here. Hopefully, I don't know, I don't have a picture to insert, and I don't have my lighting set up very well, but it's this one. It is the it's a piece of music with some of the famous classical composers' names on it. It's from a Stoney Creek booklet called Let the Music Play from copyright 2000. This piece, I got a comment on my last video that I really appreciate, because I mentioned that it is a piece of music that I hummed, and I knew that it was from an opera, but I didn't remember exactly what it was, and I didn't take the time to look at it. So I wanted to mention that a thank you. Sorry, I had this pulled up and now the Buttercup 1979, that is my birth year also, by the way, so hi. Thank you for your comment, because they commented that it's the Triumph March from the Aida opera. I hope I'm saying that right, Aida. So that, yeah, anyway, that's what that piece of music is, so thank you for that comment. So let me show you. I had stitched this years ago, and I showed it on my last video. This was my previous stitch. This really was, I guess, technically a restart, even though this was years ago. But I had stitched it right up to the very, very edges. And I just didn't really, and on 14 count, and I wanted to redo it. I wanted a little bit different look. So I did restart that. Sorry, Teddy, I'm gonna have to. I'm doing this on a 32 count vellum well, it's called Vellum is the color, and it's a 32 count Lugana, I believe, from Picture This Plus, which is kind of like a light parchment type tan. And I sure hope my camera is picking this up, but here is what I have so far. That is just one day, that's just a couple hours of stitching. So lots of back stitching, that staff and those notes, everything is back stitched, but again, I actually enjoy back stitch a lot. I have no problems, no qualms with back stitch. Another piece that I've been wanting to start for years, and I've had in my collection and wanting to get started and finally did, is the lecture. And the lecture is from an Etsy Russian designer called Lolalotta, I think. I hope I have that right. I can put it down below. They are no longer on Etsy, but she does have her own website now with lots of fabulous patterns, including this lecture. And so I was trying to decide on my last video, you know, what fabric to use, because I was kind of wanting like a stormy sky. And Anastasia Nico, I hope I'm saying that last name right, who has a Flosstube channel here, she mentioned gray would be good because you don't want the dragon hanging in the sky, which is a really good point. Because hopefully the dragon's not sleeping while he's flying. He looks like he's sleeping. So, so yeah, I went with, I mean, I listened to what she had to say. Also, Stephen Buckwalter mentioned also that a mystical mottled green fabric would be great, and that Mystic Fabrics makes one called lemongrass that would be really great for a fairy and maybe a dragon. Unfortunately, I don't really have many green mottled fabrics. I do need to get some of those into my stash. I've been looking for the perfect green for the Woodland Fairy by Joan Elliott. Is it Woodland Fairy or Earth? I think it's Earth Goddess, actually, but one of those. And I haven't found it yet. But I did go with this one that I had ordered for this as a possibility, which is Helix. This is a 32 count linen from Picture This Plus. And this is where I got with it. If you can see it. This is part of the book, and this is the knee. So, yeah, that's fun. And Mel Patton is stitching this with me. She started hers, I believe, on a beautiful purple fabric, and she started it also with me on the 27th. I did start this on my birthday, the 27th, as was my plan. Okay, so I had to pause that for a minute because the train went by in my neighborhood and I didn't think that would be a good background sound, although my cat Teddy is now cleaning himself, and so I don't know if you can hear that, but it's kind of sweet. But yeah, I started the lecture on my birthday, but it wasn't my only birthday start. That was my plan. And I also, so I went out of town to my mom's house on my birthday. And of course I had to take my stitching, and I couldn't find, of course, true to me, I couldn't find my fabric and what I needed for, I hadn't really decided on my fabric yet for the lecture. So I started on, I pulled out a bunch of my things to decide on a different birthday start for that morning. And I decided the easiest thing to do would be to grab a kit and to take in the car to drive down to my mom. She lives an hour away, and I decided I would get a kit out. I pulled all my kits out. I was showing my kids and asking for their opinions, and then of course I didn't go with any of their ideas, but it was fun to discuss with them. I started this, which is called Paris in Bloom. This is from Luca-S, which is a European designer. It says printed in Moldavia? But it's in Europe, Eastern Europe. And I really, really like their patterns. I've never stitched their kits before, but I think their kits are gorgeous. So I was really excited, and I love this picture. This painting, about a year ago, I think it was last November, on my Flosstube, I had purchased this because this painting I've been seeing floating around the internet for some time. And I always thought this would be the perfect cross-stitch picture because I wanted a Paris scene, but I also love city scenes that have rain and wet walkways because I just love the reflections of the water. And so I was like, this would make the perfect, you know, perfect cross stitch. There's a diamond painting of it. There was a paint by number of it, but I couldn't find any cross stitch kits or patterns of it at all, except one on Etsy, which was like $1, and I figured it probably wasn't going to turn out the way I wanted. So I waited, and then Luca came out with this, and I had to have it. It was in my cart in here before I knew it, so it's been sitting in my stash for the last year, and I decided this has got to be one of my many birthday starts. So this was an unplanned start that, like I said, I was having so much fun starting the things that I just was like, why not one more? So I did start, and this is where I am. I am sorry for the lighting. Let's see if I can do that. So I decided to start in the middle. And you know, this is climbing up. This is the building, the white building right here. And then I think that's probably a sign, and the awning and the different flowers. A lot of confetti. It's pretty pixelated so far, but I think it's going to look really amazing once more comes. You know how it is. Gets in. And then on November the 1st, the evening of November 1st, I finally put my first stitches in the Fruits of Plenty sale, which I kept promising to start, and I didn't start, and I didn't start. And so in honor of Darcy's birthday and also Jacob's, I started Fruits of Plenty sale, and I also worked on it on November the 2nd, which is Darcy's birthday and Jacob's birthday. How cool is that? So happy belated birthday to both Darcy and Jacob. And you know, on the 2nd, I just wanted to stitch all day. I just wanted to stitch on this, and I kept thinking, well, it's okay because it's Darcy's birthday, and like I can just, you know, it's like it's special day. Like I'll just take the day off and I mean, I didn't totally take the day off. I still had to do all the things, but I allowed myself to stitch more than usual. And then I got to thinking, you know what? Every day is somebody's birthday, right? And in the stitching community, like we could find somebody whose birthday is. So maybe every day needs to be like a birthday stitching day, you know? Why not? So here she is, what I have so far, starting on the January. I'm doing this on a 36 count Belfast linen, and I think it's called Silver Moon. It's kind of a gray fabric. And I'm using the colors 3750 and 799. Now when I purchased this pattern back in June, I thought on the pattern that it said 799 and 3750. It might, but I'm not sure, because when I looked back many times over it again, I could not find the numbers anywhere, just that it was charted for 2 colors and that he had blues in minds, and you know, it was up to the stitcher as to what they wanted to use. So I'm not sure if that was the color that was put there or whether I saw that somewhere else, but that's the colors I'm using, 799 for the light blue and 3750 for the dark blue. And I love it. I think it's just gorgeous, and I will be putting more than one stitch in it. I mean more than one thread in it, because it's fun. So now I've got all these other whips to figure out that I need to work on. And again, I've realized, and I mean I know this, this is not a new realization, that I am not one to stick to plans. I often try to talk about what my plans are, and then when it comes time to do them, I just throw it out the window and do something different entirely. So I don't know. I can say that I plan to work on my nativity because I'd like to get the rest of the wise men done. And I can say that I would like to start on another cottage, monthly cottage for Country Cottage Needleworks. And I can say that I will just keep on working on whatever whips call to me any given day. And that's the truth of it, really. So now, you know that if I am at 1K, I have got to do a giveaway. So here's where we talk about the giveaway. I want to give away 2 things, because for a couple reasons that I don't need to ramble about, right? You just want to know what it is. The first thing I want to give away is this pattern from Lavender and Lace, which is an extra that I have that is a I think it's out of print, and I'm really looking forward to stitching it. It's my favorite lavender and lace that I've wanted for a long time, and I haven't started it. So I thought I would give away my second copy, my extra copy that I have, because I had ordered an extra, you know, 2 from 2 different places at the same time and forgot that I had. So I would love to stitch it along with someone. So if you're interested in stitching this, and you would like to stitch it with me and you don't have this pattern, then please below use the word tree, T-R-E-E, in your comment. And then the second thing I want to do is I like doing gift cards, and I like seeing what people pick out themselves that they will hopefully use. And I also don't particularly like to have to go to the post office and mail things, so I prefer to like have them mailed, to be honest. That's really laziness on my part. But all that to say that my second giveaway, I want to send you I want to send one of you guys something from 123Stitch. And instead of issuing a gift card, I would like to pick something out that you would like to stitch from there. A few years ago, I did a random act of kindness on one of the cross-stitch groups around Christmas time, and that's what I did. I said, put your email address and I will pick somebody, and then I will pick a name, and then you give me your email address, and then I will pick something off of your 123Stitch wish list. And that was super fun. I actually ended up picking 2 names because it was so much fun, and I enjoyed seeing everyone's wish lists. And then Ashley at Stitching Penguin mentioned that she is doing a Haid giveaway in sort of the same fashion. She's looking, well, very much the same fashion. She's looking at wish lists for the winner, and then she's choosing. So that's what I would like to do. I would like to send one of you lovely people, viewers, something off of your wish list. So if you don't have a wish list on 123Stitch, go over there and, you know, make your wish list. They do ship to most countries. I am not sure what's going on with the UK, because I know there's some companies are having a hard time shipping to the UK, so I would have to double check that. And I know certain things like DMC can't be shipped to certain countries. But other than that, you know, leave me a comment below. I guess use the word wish, W-I-S-H, and in your comment, and then I will pick from those. And then if I draw your name, I will get in contact with you for your email address, and then I just type in your email address on 123Stitch. I can see your wish list, and then I can pick from that to have them mail something from your wish list. So let's do it that way. And thank you again, everyone, for watching, for subscribing, and for joining me each time on my channel about cross stitch. Happy cross stitching. I'll see you guys in a few weeks. Bye.